The Nissan Leaf, when it first came out until about 2016, 2017, has been the top selling all-electric car in the world, half of which of these sales are in the United States. And the reason for that is because this car offers quite a bit of incentives when you buy a car like that. First of all, the incentives for the government are incredible. Second of all, this car also is really, really affordable. When this car came out, you're looking at about in the $20,000 range, and it keeps going up to recently has been in about the early $30,000 range. That's a really affordable. Combine that with the incentives that you receive back from the government, you get a really affordable car. Now, before you judge and say that an electric car is not for you, let me show you why you might actually need an electric car and in the soon future. As we all know, the world is moving into hybrid and plug-in and all-electric technology really fast, actually, faster than we anticipate. And that's where an electric car comes in handy, especially with the gas prices skyrocketing high. Almost in every conversation that we mention cars, now we got to talk about electric cars and hybrid cars. So let me show you around this Nissan Leaf and tell you why I think it would make a lot of sense to purchase an all-electric car. And stay tuned until the end of this video. Alright guys, so I'm going to start out with the exterior design of this car. As you can see, this car came out almost in 2011, and it came out with a futuristic design, but Nissan really wanted to keep the retro and classic Nissan look. It didn't really take away, it didn't look too futuristic at the time, it just looked simple, and Nissan focused on a few main things really, which is the affordability. So they really wanted to keep the cost down for this car, and they did. And they also invested so much money in the technology that became really worth it, because now the Nissan Leaf pushes out amazing numbers when it comes to range and other areas as well. So as you can see, very basic, a little bit futuristic, not outdated design, which I don't think is bad at all. This car is a hatchback. Moving to the side, you have the zero emission badge, and then the back is where it gets a little bit interesting. You got this huge rear bumper, and then you have these tail lights that extends all the way as a line from top to almost to the bottom. You got a backup camera on this Leaf, zero emission. And this is really about the exterior design. I mean, nothing too crazy other than you know, these huge headlights that are sticking out. Almost looks like a frog. So if you love frogs, boom, there you go, that's the car for you. But I mean, honestly, this car, the design is you know, is really interesting in a way. When you see it, you wouldn't necessarily know that this is an all-electric car. Simplicity is the title of the game. And then this right here is where you charge your car. It will pop up from a button from the inside. And by the way, you can easily charge this car with as simple as plugging it in the level 1 charger to your just your regular wall. To be honest with you, a regular wall plug, and it's as easy as that. Now it does take quite a bit of while, maybe even up to 20 hours to get it fully charged. But if you just do and install a one-time level 2 charger, which I will show you in a second, a one-time install, you can charge the car fully in about 10 hours. So you could just go home, plug it in, get back, wake up in the morning, you have a fully charged car, which is really convenient. And that's where the car makes a lot of sense, especially if you do a lot of in-town driving, or if you live in a small town, or if you just go to work and come back. You know, that would be a great option, because you don't have to be paying gas at all. Now let's go into the inside and see what it looks like on the inside. Alright, going inside the Nissan Leaf, and let me tell you a little bit about the numbers of this car. This car, really straightforward. It gives you about a full range of about 87 miles. That's the full range. That's 100% full range. Regardless, nonetheless, I think that this car makes a lot of sense if you're just gonna drive it around town, go home, plug it in, get up the next morning, and drive it again. That would make a lot of sense, especially if you don't drive as much, you know. Another thing, really, as soon as you hop in, you have your typical Nissan interior. Nothing really crazy fancy in here. It's just very straightforward, very focused on one thing and one thing only, which is efficiency. And that's the title of the game. That's the name of the game, right? These seats, I gotta say, they're not bad. They're not super comfortable as well. And really, other than that, you have really basic features like you know, you have your screen in here. The AC is it seems like it's working out pretty good. Now, if you don't need to use the AC, then it will save you a few miles. So now if I turn off the AC, immediately gives me 5 extra miles of range right away. But it's really hot, so I am gonna turn the AC as of right now. I do really need it. But really, other than that, I mean, you got your cruise control, and that's pretty much it. Now, I want to show you on the dashboard. I'm gonna show you on the screen that this car really teaches you how to drive with discipline, right? Because if you push it, if you throttle it and keep driving it like crazy, then it's gonna depreciate really fast. However, if you want to keep using the regenerative braking to recharge the car, then it's gonna last you a lot longer, and it's gonna help with increasing the range as well. So with that being said, let's take it on the road and see how this car does with this driving it, and we'll see how it does. The back seat of this vehicle offers a good amount of space in the back seat. As you can see, when you see this car on the outside, you would think that the back seat would be cramped, but not at all, actually. And actually, the front seat is not going in the front position all the way. This is actually halfway, and as you can see, there's quite a bit of room in here, and I wouldn't be uncomfortable sitting back here at all. Actually, it looks like it's pretty good. Other than that, really nothing too crazy in the back seat right here. That's pretty much it. You have a nice spacious trunk in the back. You also have your car seat hookups. You can hook up 3 car seat, and also these back seats, they fold, and when they fold, they do offer a great amount of space now that you can load up whatever you like in here, which is really great, to be honest. Alright, test driving the Nissan Leaf. It's funny, I actually took an 8-hour road trip. Originally, the road trip would take me about 4 hours, but driving the Nissan Leaf for 8 hours, it took me about 8 hours because I had to stop, charge it, continue. Ideal vehicles to take on the highway for long trips. You do not want to do that, right? What is really useful for it, though, is that if you have a job that is in town, or even slightly on the outskirts of the city, you have a job, you go home every day, you plug in your car, it gives you about 50 miles or 80 miles of range depending on your car and year and model, and next day you have a fully charged car. You have about 50 to 80 to 100 miles. How much did you spend in gas? Zero. How much did you spend in electricity? About a few dollars, $2 or $3 every time you fully charge this car, which is incredible, to be honest with you. You cannot beat that, especially that you're thinking about how the gas prices are skyrocketing nowadays, and that you know, you really want to start thinking about alternative on how you can get the best bang of your buck, especially at a car that is like the Nissan Leaf. These cars are really affordable in the used market right now. You can grab one at a really great price, and there's a lot of incentives if you buy them from a used car dealership like Century Motors. If you buy this car from Century Motors, it will give you a great program, a federal program they will provide you with $9,500 check that goes right into your down payment of your next car, which is incredible, to be honest with you. How much is this car? Like, maybe this car is about 15K or 16K or something like that, and then you get the $9,500 on top of that. You would be paying basically literally only about $7,000 for this car, which is a really great deal, which is a bargain, especially if you need a car for in-town driving. And really, that's pretty much about it. This car will teach you how to drive responsibly, and it's not about speed, even though it does access all 178 pound-feet of torque at 0 RPM. It has a really instant torque, and I'm going to show you in a second. But you don't want to be driving it like that at all times, because it's going to depreciate the battery so fast. Now let me show you the instant torque. Oh, okay. That's pretty good. That's good. That's really quick. But as I do that, if I keep doing that, then the charge is going to depreciate really fast. So that's it for today's video, guys. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and the subscribe and the bell button. It's going to help the dealer out a lot.